see how I can help you better. So first of all, tell me, which country are you from?
I'm from El Salvador.
Are you married or single?
Yeah, I'm married with
Are
2
you married?
kids. Yes.
Oh, perfect. And can you just tell me when you got married and how did it go?
Yeah, I got married. I've been married to Carlos since like 2005, and we had 2 children together. One is 19 years old, one is 12 years old, one son, one daughter. And we had some good time at the first few years, but later on when my husband went to Uruguay to work, he started being unfaithful to me, and we start fighting, and there's some physical abuse. He started beating me and torturing me.
Oh,
Yes, and that's the time that's our relationship starts like getting bad.
right. I'm sorry to hear that, but let me ask some more questions to make sure that I understood clearly. So you got married in 2005. You have 2 children, 19-year-old and 12-year-old, boy or girl?
Yeah, one boy, one girl. Lucia is 12 years old, is a girl, and my son is 19 years old now.
All right, perfect. And you said that your husband went to Uruguay. You mean he's still in Uruguay now, or how were you meeting each other then?
Yeah, we met each other in El Salvador, but later, years later, he went there for a job position, but he came back to El Salvador to visit me and my kids, and sometimes I bring my kids to visit him in Uruguay.
So you have had some trips to Uruguay, right?
Yes, yes.
All right, perfect. And how just how were you going to Uruguay? Were you just getting like what kind of visa were you getting for this?
I just visit there. Me and my children were visitors. We don't have any permanent status there.
Or citizenship? None of you, right?
No, no.
Okay. All right. So tell me about your own job. What was your job in El Salvador?
I worked before, but around 2014, 2015, when my husband like just working in Uruguay, I just don't really work as much.
So you mean you had a job before?
Yes.
Or you had a job, like a full-time job, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But after 2014, I'm not really working.
So how were you managing to pay for your trips to Uruguay and your life in El Salvador? Who was paying for these trips or your life?
My husband and my families, like my husband sending money back and he support the kids as well.
Okay. All right. All right. So tell me what happened. You said that about your husband. What happened? You said he was unfaithful?
Yeah, he had relationship with other women in the place that he's working
Okay.
at. Yes. And
How did you find out about this?
because I just went to visited him and found this out, and he also brought his girlfriend back to home sometimes as well.
Okay, which home you mean? El Salvador home or like Uruguay?
Yes, El Salvador home.
El Salvador home. You mean he came home with his girlfriend?
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh, sometimes. And what were you doing in those cases?
So I would just like crying and fighting him, but sometimes I just went left because he just ignore me or just beating me up. So I have nowhere to go. I have to go to visit my family or my sister to find a place to stay.
Okay, so when he was beating you up, were children seeing that he's beating you up?
Yes, my son and my daughter, they both see that. And my son, one time he couldn't take it anymore, just call the police for me. Yes.
What happened?
The police came actually a few times. But they didn't do anything. They just think it's a family issue, and they don't, like the local police in El Salvador, they don't deal with these cases. And even though I know people there, even though they got killed by their husband, the police nothing will happen to their husband. So yeah, and my husband got arrested because of physical abusing me, like beating me. But they was let him out in few hours, and then he just got more angry and beat me even harder.
Oh, sorry to hear those things. Do you have any evidence from the police, like a police report or something like that you can provide to as an evidence to the court?
No, actually, I don't have anything official to prove that this happened. Yeah, I don't have the record from the police.
Nothing. So when he was beating you up, what were you doing? You were just screaming, crying, or
yes, screaming and crying. Yes.
Just that?
Yeah.
And so did it ever happen that any of your neighbors saw he was beating you up?
Yeah, just one time it's too loud and got neighbors' attention. So I couldn't stay at home anymore. So I went to stay with neighbor. They helped me.
Okay.
Yes.
And do you think that how many days did you stay there in your neighbor's place?
Just a couple of days.
Couple of days. Do you think those neighbors can provide supporting letter, or are they ready to testify at the court as a witness?
I think it's possible. I can contact them to provide a supporting letter. That's not an issue, but I'm not sure if they will be available for testimony, like for the court.
Okay.
But I can try to get a letter from them.
All right, it's good to know if you can get a couple of letters. That would be important. And also, was any of your relatives involved in these problems?
No, what do you mean relatives?
I don't know, any brothers, sisters, father, mother, did they approach Carlos and ask him to stop or something like that?
No, no.
Nobody was involved.
No.
Okay, all right. So you were telling me about Carlos, that he had some relationship out of marriage.
Yeah.
What evidence do you have to show that? I mean, how did you notice about this matter? After you said that he brings the girl home, or you saw them over there. Do you have anything, a solid proof to show that, okay, this is
No, I don't.
Carlos?
No, I saw them together, but I don't have evidence. Yes.
Any pictures in the social media, in Instagram, WhatsApp, nothing, right?
No.
Okay, all right. All right, so then tell me, why did you come to Canada then?
I came to Canada to visit my uncle. And also I was pregnant with with Carlos' cousin's baby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, back then in 2018, and I have already gave birth to the baby.
So you have another baby now?
Yes. Yes, the main reason is I want to give birth to like in Canada, and other thing I also want to come to visit my uncle.
Okay, so you came to Canada for two things: visiting your uncle and also giving birth to the baby of Carlos's cousin, you said, right?
Yes.
And where is he right now? Where is Carlos's cousin now?
I don't know. He disappeared right after I came to Canada. I couldn't keep in touch with him, and I just hope that Carlos didn't do anything to him.
Oh, I see. I see. All right. One question about just Canada. Have you ever been issued any removal orders in Canada?
No, never.
Oh, okay. So, and you came as a visitor, you said, right?
Yes.
And have you come to Canada before?
I visited to Canada with my husband to visit his uncle before. Yes.
Okay, so he has an uncle here and you have an uncle in here too.
Yes.
All right, all right. One question, does your husband know about the baby that you had from
Yes.
the relationship with his cousin?
I don't know about if he knows that the baby is his cousin's, but he knows about the baby now because the hospital sent the birth information back to my home address in El Salvador.
So why should the hospital do this?
Uh,
What was the reason the hospital sent the document to El Salvador, to your place, you said, right? The documents were sent to El Salvador, to your house?
yes, because I was like giving birth, and then they tried to make sure that I left the address information there, but I didn't remember to change it to the Canadian address. So I think they just sent like a baby's health check information and those type of exams.
Oh, I see. I see. So, okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay, just 1 second.
Steven?
This
No,
Yeah,
no, no.
the
Keep doing it. That's fine.
keep
Steven?
recording. It's fine.
okay. We have 10 minutes
Okay.
left in the meeting.
All right. Well, I think we can go over a little bit. I don't think it's.
No,
It
that's
will
fine.
kick us out. The Zoom app will kick us out. Will cut us off.
Okay, I'll try and make this as quick as possible then. Okay, so I'm co-counsel, and I'm going to be asking some other questions, Maria, just to get an idea of what your plans were in Canada. So when you came to Canada, what was your plan when you came to Canada?
I just plan to visit and give birth, and then bring my baby back with me to El Salvador after.
And
yeah.
why did your plans change? What happened to change your plans?
It's because the hospital sent the birth information about my baby to my home country, and my husband found out this, and he definitely know the baby is not his, and he got so mad, and then now like me and my baby's life are in danger, so I decided to claim a refugee.
And did your husband continue to threaten you when you were in Canada?
Yes, he just sent me a message to say that he will cut my head off and kill the baby back in like 2 months ago in April this year.
Did your husband also threaten your children in El Salvador?
Yes, he has been constantly physically abusing them when I was there. My son been beaten by him, and my son is suicidal because his physical and mental abuse. There's a report from my son's counselor, and yeah, he's abusing my kids no matter I'm having this baby, I'm in Canada or back in El Salvador.
And who are your children living with in El Salvador right now?
They are living with my sister Emily now.
Are they fairly safe from Carlos at this time, living with your sister?
I think they are okay, but my husband can, if my husband want to hurt my children, he can find them really easily, and he will hurt them and abuse them, and nobody there can stop it.
Do you feel safer living in Canada, away from your husband, Carlos?
Yes, I feel safer staying here, and I'm also joined a church group, and I got a lot of help from the church group people here. And the reason why I'm doing this claim is because I got a friend who referred me the information about how to do the refugee claim. Yes.
And there's still a fear of Carlos for you, even while you're in Canada.
Yes, I'm really scared of thinking about, like, because he's been texting me and he said that he can find me wherever I am, and also I'm really worried about my children as well.
Okay, if you were granted permanent residence to Canada, would you have your children join you in Canada too?
Yes, I will definitely want to bring them to here, because I think my son is not in a stable condition, and my daughter is really young, only 12 years old, and my husband's not taking care of them at all.
Okay, those are all my questions that I have for Maria at this time. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you,
thank
Maria.
you.
Thanks, Maria.
Okay. Dear board member, I'm now gonna claim my submission for Miss Maria Lopez regarding her claim to be considered as a convention refugee under Section 96 of Immigration and Refugee Protection Act. Our client testified that she is from El Salvador and she has been married to her husband, Carlos Lopez, since 2005, and they have 2 children together, Gustavo, 19 years old, and Lucia, 12 years old. She stated that around 2014 to 2015, her husband was working in Uruguay, and she found that he's been unfaithful to their marriage. And since then, she started receive verbally and physically abuse from Carlos. At Christmas time in 2019, Carlos stayed with Maria and their children. After 17 days, he threatened Maria and physically abused her to the point where she had to seek safety and stay away with a neighbor who maybe will provide a support letter for her. At this time, her son called the police. However, the police in El Salvador doesn't get involved with this kind of issue, and they considered it as a family issue and domestic violence. And they claim that the police do not do much to protect women experiencing domestic violence. Their relationship started to get Due to the stress of their relationship, Maria got involved in a relationship with her husband's cousin and got pregnant in June 2018. Maria was extremely fearful that when Carlos was scheduled to return to El Salvador earlier in 2019 and found out Maria is pregnant with his cousin's baby. That's why she decided to come to Canada, also visit her cousin here, her uncle here, because Maria was so fearful, and she arrived in Canada in October 2018, and she made it clear in her testimony that her intention was to have her baby in Canada and return to El Salvador to live somewhere else with her children. The situation between Carlos and Maria escalated further after Maria gave birth to her baby, Rosa, on March 3rd, 2019 in Toronto. Carlos read the hospital paperwork that was sent to her home address in El Salvador and found out about Maria giving birth to Rosa and noticed that this baby is not his. Please refer to the WhatsApp text provided in the supporting documentation showing that Carlos sent threatening messages to Maria and also threatened their own children too. Maria also provided in affidavit from her sister Emily that's from John Andres, the priest of El Rosario Church in San Salvador, El Salvador. Her sister Emily wrote, "My sister suffered mentally, physically, and emotionally trauma when she was in El Salvador, and if she continues to live in El Salvador, her life could be in danger." The priest also stated that when he visits Carlos at his home on December 20, 2017, Carlos yelled at Maria to stay away from church or he would kill her. Maria also provided confidential report from the school counselor to prove that her son, Gustavo, has been suffering physically abuse from his father, and because that he is suicidal. Our client has testified that she continues to receive threats from her husband and Carlos, and the threats of her being harmed or even possibly killed by Carlos if she returned to El Salvador continues to this present time. Our client has stated that her husband Carlos has connections in El Salvador, and he can arrange for others to find her and harm her, and that she is not safe anywhere in El Salvador. So I'm submitting this application for our clients as a refugee claimant. If Maria were granted convention refugee status, it would also allow her to apply for her children